Hey there, in this video we'll be discussing 10 shocking secrets from the Star Wars universe, from behind the scenes anecdotes to hidden Easter eggs. Let's get into it. Starting us off, we have the secret of the Jedi rocks scene in Return of the Jedi. In the original release of the movie, the scene featured an alien band performing a song called Lapti Nek. But in later releases, the scene was altered to feature a different song called Jedi Rocks. The reason for this change is that the original song was deemed too campy and cheesy. The decision to change it was made at the last minute, resulting in a somewhat awkward and poorly edited scene. At number 9, we have the secret of the blue milk in A New Hope. In the movie, characters such as Luke Skywalker and Aunt Beru are seen drinking a blue liquid that is referred to as blue milk. But what exactly is blue milk? According to behind the scenes interviews, blue milk is actually a mixture of long life milk, some additives and food colouring, and it was used to add some colour to an otherwise monochromatic set. Hamil said it was really ghastly, oily and sweet, and triggered your gag reflex. Coming in at number 8, we have the conundrum of the Kessel Run in A New Hope. Han Solo boasts about the Millennium Falcon being
the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs,
implying that it is a dangerous and difficult feat. But what many might not realise is that a parsec is actually a unit of distance, not time. In the Star Wars universe, a parsec is equivalent to about 3.26 light years, which is a vast distance that would take years to traverse even at the speed of light. George Lucas claims that this misuse was intentional, to show that Han was somewhat of a bull artist. However, in the Blu-ray director's commentary, it was explained that hyperspace travel needs a lot of calculation to find a path that does not take you through a star. Because of its unique computation engines, the Millennium Falcon can calculate shorter hyperspace pathways, and it can do this quicker than conventional spacecraft. Travelling shorter distances means travelling faster. The Falcon shortens trip times by combining its conventional speed with more precise navigational computations. Whether Han was brilliant, a buffoon, or a brilliant buffoon, I'll leave to you to decide. At number 7 is the Ewoks and their relation to the Muppets. George Lucas was a big fan of the Muppets and their creator, Jim Henson, and he wanted a similar kind of character for Star Wars. Thus, the Ewoks were created. Although the Ewoks were not puppets, Yoda was, and for The Empire Strikes Back, Lucas got Jim Henson in to aid in the creation and articulation of the Yoda puppet. He even asked him to puppeteer the character, but Henson declined, instead suggesting Frank Oz for the role. At number 6, we have the secret of the Death Star trench run scene in A New Hope. The iconic scene of Luke Skywalker using the Force to fire a proton torpedo into the exhaust port of the Death Star was actually filmed using miniatures and special effects. But what you may not know is that the scene was inspired by a similar scene from the World War II movie The Dam Busters. The filmmakers behind A New Hope were reportedly so impressed by the Dam Busters scene that they used it as the basis for the Death Star trench run scene, and the inspiration is easy to see.
The wall. Well, the shock waves would be tremendous. A real earthquake.
Look at the size of that thing.
My goodness, it's big, isn't it? Can we really break that?
Almost there.
235. Hold up. 230. Hold up, steady. 235.
Next, we have the Krayt Dragon Call in A New Hope. In the scene where Luke Skywalker is being attacked by Tusken Raiders, Obi-Wan Kenobi's imitation Krayt Dragon roar scares the Raiders away. In the original release of the film, the sound of the dragon's roar was actually created by combining the sounds of a lion, a camel, and a walrus. This was revealed in an interview with sound designer Ben Burt, who stated that the combination of these three animals created the perfect alien sound for the Krayt Dragon. But apparently Lucasfilm didn't agree that it was the perfect sound, and have changed the rule with subsequent releases. And as an extra fun fact, in The Mandalorian, when we see a live Krayt Dragon, the roar is based off of Ben Burt's original 1977 roar. At number 4, we have the Cantina Band in A New Hope. The famous Cantina Band, which is seen performing in the Mos Eisley Cantina, was actually played by a group of studio musicians who dressed up in elaborate alien costumes. The musicians, who called themselves the Modal Nodes, were hired specifically for the A New Hope cantina scene, and their music was composed by John Williams. Coming in at number 3, we have the secret of the Han Solo carbonite scene in The Empire Strikes Back. In the scene where Han Solo is frozen in carbonite, actor Harrison Ford was actually not present on the set. Instead, a stand-in was used to film the scene, and Ford's face was superimposed onto the stand-in using special effects. This was done to protect Ford's face, as the carbonite freezing process was deemed too dangerous for the actor to be present for. In number 2, we have the Force Ghost appearances in Return of the Jedi. In the scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, and Anakin appear as Force Ghosts to Luke Skywalker, the actors who portrayed these characters were not actually present on the set. Instead, the Force Ghost appearances were achieved using a combination of archival footage and special effects. And finally, at number 1, we have the secret of the Ewok language. In the movies, Ewoks are shown as speaking a distinctive language that is composed of a series of clicks and guttural noises. But what's surprising is that the Ewok language is actually based on a real-life language of Kalmyk Oirat. The Kalmyk Oirat language, which is spoken by a small ethnic group in Russia, was chosen by the filmmakers as the basis for the Ewok language because it had a suitably alien sound to it. So there you have it, our 10 most interesting secrets from the Star Wars universe. Were any of these secrets new to you, or did you know them all? Let us know down below.